Bitcoin has accomplished something that we have never seen before in crypto. We have one of the country's largest banks seemingly going under before the bank term funding program is rug pulled, and altcoin season is gearing up for the largest chance in our entire lifetime to create generational wealth. All this and more on today's Blockchain Basement. We are the bread and butter of all the information that's been swimming across the internet for crypto news.
If you're gonna screw me, at least pull my hair.
Hell yeah. What you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Over 2 years, he's made like 17K on Roblox. And he's
What?
Like 12.
You never listen to me, and we must be married. Yeah, well, how much are you investing? $100.
400 to 600,000. The
think it's
generational signals are now. Now.
You're spread so thin, that's how you get in on Snake. Snake's been my biggest winner.
Oh my God. Whoa. That's pretty yellow. We got some work to do on that. But yes, here we are.
I am bright.
Yeah, you are very bright.
How do I fix?
Kind of chaos. I don't know. You got to go into vMix. You got to do some magic. Thankfully, we have a system that is essentially like doing brain surgery when it comes to changing the coloration on cameras within the system we use. But we like it that way. We like the pain. We got Hannah. I want to see if I can take this shot. Hannah, up there. What up? I got her. Nice. That's the first time she's been on there. Oh, I turned that mic off too. It's just all chaos. It's all chaos. We got Taco here hanging out, looking brighter than the sun himself.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what this close-up looks like. Let's see if I can catch it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That camera looks much better.
Wait.
Much
Love
better.
is the vibe.
Love is the vibe. You know, Taco, you really do have good vibe. Honestly, I don't have the best vibes at times. You know, I get a little worked up. You always come in. You keep me nice and thankful, excited. You know what I mean? Sometimes life gets a little. This is fun. Hannah is right there. Look at that. Yeah, I like that. You know, Hannah runs the board for ATV. I'll check it right now. Let's do it. Oh,
I feel like we're in a.
this feels like Mars Recall.
Yeah.
Or a Total Recall. Yep. Right? It's fine, Hannah. You don't have to worry about it. Drew, you are thick. I am getting. This is the heaviest I've ever been. I weigh 245 pounds at this point. Things have gotten a little bit out of hand as far as my weight, but most of it's actually in my legs. I've been focusing a lot on squats and stuff like that. Never really was huge on them in the past, but you know, I'm liking it. Mog, getting a little thick as well. Let's see if we can do laptop capture.
Look at that candle.
Look at this, Taco.
Almost as big as the Bitcoin monthly candle.
Incredible. Yeah, and let's compare that to the Bitcoin. This is obviously well beyond its largest daily candle from Mog. Here, I'm glad you brought that up. It's like you knew what I had here. Oh God, what is this? So this is the monthly candle we were able to end up with on Bitcoin. It's just absolutely thick. It is the first of the month. So seeing this, very, very, very healthy sign for the larger crypto markets. Check in on coin market cap, see what has changed since this morning. We've been streaming quite a bit. We had the morning stream, me and DZ and Hannah, and then we went straight into the degenerate members only stream. Here we have a $2.3 trillion market cap. Very important.
Blasted right through 2 trillion.
It's incredible.
Up 300 million.
Life comes at you quick.
Not
and look
all that just went into Bitcoin. It's flowing into some altcoins.
Look at the
Solana,
Bitcoin.
Solana meme coins. Those are going crazy.
I know, but look, Bitcoin's at $1.2 trillion. $1.2 trillion on that. That's incredible.
Pretty wild.
It's heating up fast. We'll just do a quick glance at the top winners. Love to see it. The chaos in the markets. The animal spirits are back. We have Pepe and Dog with Hat dominating the top of the gainers list here. Axelar, probably some long-winded, copycat of something else. There's just so many copycat AI and data type projects. They're all pumping. You got to keep in mind this is seasonal. The hotness on it will cool down. Look at Quant.
It's not $100 coin anymore.
This is incredible. Are you happy? I mean, this is.
Yeah, I've been holding on to my stablecoin Quant for quite a while now.
I mean, this is good. It's waking up. On the year, it's at $128 right now.
1% on the year.
I know.
Nice.
That's
making
huge.
Gains
this is huge. The yearly gains 1%. So very strong. Here's
this is a perfect example of not all coins outperform Bitcoin.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it's true.
Sometimes it pays to just be in Bitcoin.
It's true. This is pretty incredible
like Quant,
to see.
though.
You like Quant?
Yeah.
What is okay, let's talk. 'Cause I have reasons for being bullish on Quant. I want to hear your reasons. I did a Quant video, did really well. I know there's a lot of people that are very bullish on the tech. It's got great tech. Loved the Bone Thugs reference. That's right, Indie Halo. My brother brainwashed me with the Bone Thugs and Harmony, multiple albums. My brother was a literal bona fide gangster. He stood about 6'9", 6'10". By the time he was 17 years old, I ended up with no record, completely clean record. Not the same can be said for my late brother. God bless him. Why are you bullish on Quant? I have my reasons. Maybe I'll retort, but Taco, what is the best thing about Quant?
A bunch of really good partnerships. I'm trying to find their website.
Yes. They have a bunch of great partnerships. One thing that I saw just in their white paper was that they have this underlying design to allow banks to utilize privacy within their blockchain. So, if a bank is going to cozy up with an ISO, rumor mill project, they're going to definitely want that layered level of privacy for their internal workings, I'd imagine. So, that's kind of my long-term view of Quant. And it's got good tokenomics. I mean, you go to the circulating supplies at 81% of it is out right now. See right there. Circulating supply currently at basically just 12 million right now. 81% circulating. Total supply at 14 million. So not a huge supply. Fully diluted. Not too far off from its its current level. Do the quick market cap to price view. Not too shabby. So, I mean, good on you. If you're in Quant, I mean, I don't think that you're going to be missing out hardcore. I could see that, just looking at Quant, if I'm doing some projections, hillbilly TA on this thing, I think $1,000 Quant is very attainable.
I feel like if CBDCs, even though I don't want them, if they become a real thing, like a real narrative, they're all being pushed out by banks, Quant will probably be one of the top blockchains that they use.
Yes, I'd agree with that. I would agree with that.
Reading right here, we help banks, investment firms, and other financial institutions to embed central bank digital currencies, programmable money, and other tokenized assets into their business, which we're moving to like tokenized world, real world assets being tokenized, stocks being tokenized.
Taco, you're like reading my mind right now.
What are
you doing? You are incredible.
Via the blockchain.
Via the blockchain, we are connected. I'm gonna play this. I'll get our box out of the way. This is just a few days ago. I've seen some interesting things. I have heard some things, some very interesting things, some speculation I'll be talking about after this video. But this was Sergey Nazarov. He's the leader of Chainlink. Got a chance to speak to Bloomberg earlier this week. I'll go back here, go to PC Audio 1, and we're sending it.
There is another trend of real-world asset tokenization, where banks are basically going to do another wave of securitization, but now it's going to be called tokenization. And the massive amount of things that can be tokenized extends from their core business of money market funds, interest-bearing assets, to the more cutting-edge things like carbon credits, real estate, private equity tokenization. So really, I think the offering of already existing cryptocurrency products in a legally compliant wrapper is meeting current client demand because they understand what cryptocurrency is. And the next stage is not for asset managers and banks to simply repackage existing cryptocurrencies, but to make their own tokens.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting indeed. This is the exact thing that my weekend video about Chainlink and the tokenization of real estate in specific was talking about this weekend. If you haven't got a chance, check out the video. May as well show. We've been, I know Bitcoin's been in a bull market, but so has this channel. We have been exploding. Like it's been kind of crazy, a little nuts. We're going to go here. This is the video specifically that I made about the tokenization of real estate through Chainlink, which I do see a large degree of the real estate market finding its beginnings in the tokenization of assets with a nice cozy relationship with Chainlink. Thus, this is why I'm heavily overexposed to this altcoin. This is coming from a person that you could have called a Bitcoin maximalist about a year and a half ago. But it's all about timing. And essentially, I just played the timing to quadruple the bags, make more punch and power as we're entering the bull market realm. It is coming. Thank you, Hannah. You're dropping the link for me. Hannah, you're absolutely fantastic. Please. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Got you.
Appreciate you. What's that?
I'm reading the chat. I think that's Bob from Bob from accounting. He says, I'm even scared to swings trade because it feels like I'm FOMOing in. I've lost thousands trying to trade. If you come to that realization, stick with that realization and you will save yourself a lot of money.
100%.
If you just want to invest and leave it there for a year, 2, 3, 5, whatever, that's great. I leverage trade last bull cycle. Well, actually, the latter half of the bull cycle, so going into the bear, and I lost money. And I didn't like that because it's like you earn this crypto, and if you just hold your crypto, you can't lose it unless you get hacked. But if you're leverage trading it, you actually have to put up your crypto, and on leverage, that could go great, but then it could go sour really fast, and you can get liquidated and lose your crypto.
Yeah, it can get ugly quick. And if you're going into that, leverage lifestyle, I mean, for the love of God, please use a stop loss. You'll have a bunch of small losses, and then what you're looking for is a bunch of small losses and a few big wins. That's what you're looking for if you do get into it. So please, for the love of God, use a stop loss. We are entering the time frame where essentially, a lot of these different products that we've been covering over the past year and a half, or even the new ones coming up, like Aerodrome, they are going to be fast moves. You don't need leverage to really make life-changing money in this market. I've proved that to myself in the last bull market. It was mostly just the stubbornness and like playing the time frame and really controlling the emotional ups and downs. We've been talking about it. You're going to see $5,000-$10,000 days on Bitcoin in the near term, again, as we saw at the beginning of the week. So just stay prepared for that. Saw this tweet from Caleb Franzen, liked his take on it. So Caleb, great friend Kelly Kellum, talking about Bitcoin just completed the highest monthly close since October of 21, but it gets even better and more bullish. The 36-month Williams percentage R oscillator just closed above the overbought level for the 4th time in history. Bitcoin returns after the prior signals, or February 2013, it was up 3,900% in 9 months. December 16, it was up by 1,900% in 12 months. And November 20th, 260% in 12 months. I say it all the time, and I'll continue to repeat it. Overbought signals are incredibly bullish, and you should be viewing them as momentum signals, not signals to fade. And, something about that just hit me because we see these massive upswings in the market. We see greed. Where is greed right now? Here, I'll pull up the greed.
85.
It's 85 right now?
I'm just guessing.
You're guessing? Okay, let's see what we got. Oh my God, Taco, you're damn good.
What?
You're damn good.
I swear to God, I didn't look. I didn't look. I swear to God.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I know a lot of people are basing just their guarantees. They're guaranteeing if you're buying right now, you're in the red. Honestly, like I can't wholeheartedly agree with that. I know that it is highly greedy right now, but there's a lot of pain going on in traditional finance, and the reasons why they're leaning into Bitcoin, which we've been covering ad nauseum. Here's our doomsday clock for the banking sector in and of itself once it gets rug pulled by the Fed, and it has 9 days, 16 hours, and 34 minutes and 27 seconds left on the clock until Janet Yellen does some spanking here. Gonna get a little ugly there. Here's the Bitcoin outflows from exchanges. Looking very thick. Bitcoin Monger. Love the account basically because of the profile picture. Outflows on exchanges have only intensified as price increased in February. Supply shock is more likely by the day. Just look at that. Absolutely. Oh God, what is this, hell? That is a very big differentiation in the exchange outflows, all timing up with the ETF approval, with more bank insolvencies, with quantitative easing being kicked off in China. Some things, there's many, many coincidences in life. I don't think that this is one of those. So very lovely to see. This is the design of Bitcoin to be finite, to be sought after, a proof of provable work that has been verified on a block across the world. And the value of that is being understood. So, Hannah, Mog. Okay, we got to look at Mog. I'll pull up this chart here. This is MogCoin, Hannah. What'd you do here, Hannah? I don't know if it was Malik Obama that was sharing this chart, if it's the intrinsic growth of pit vipers. How's the Mog community feeling right now, Hannah?
Mogging.
They're mogging?
Mog hasn't even mogged yet.
I know. I mean,
Stay tuned.
This is a $216 million market cap currently. So it's pretty large for a meme coin, but we've seen much crazier things happen. A bunch of meme coins, people faded, hit $1 billion. It's in general where if I see a meme coin with a lot of potential and upswing, then usually I'm comfortable taking profits for sure around the $1 billion mark. Here is
wait, real quick. We have to give more credit to Hannah. Let's go back to that chart.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Damn,
that is just crazy.
So bad.
Yeah, that is crazy. Where is this? Yeah, I mean,
All right,
I don't think there's
so.
any
Let's
fixing
just
it.
condense it.
Okay, condensing. What do you want?
And then squish.
Squish.
Squish
Wait, we got to
her.
go back in history, is what I'm
Oh,
saying, because
okay.
Hannah brought this up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we were
And I
watching
was
it through this
looking
whole
at
range.
I was looking at it in November of 2023.
Yeah, so let's
Before
go to
that,
November
even.
2023.
Yeah. It's right around here when we started noticing this, because it kept bouncing off the same level here for quite some time with like slightly higher lows. Feeling good about it. Really, it had this good breakout, came back down. It was just showing some pretty damn good signs of support there. So we were watching this. Then
So
Hannah
what
got
percent
real
gain
serious.
is that?
The point, Hannah got real serious about this thing right here. You know what I mean? That's kind of the juice in this. So it's feeling good. It's feeling good, man.
Higher.
Shout out to you if you are in this chaotic meme coin, making big moves. So, you love to see it. The animal spirits, as I said, are coming back. Bitcoin is driving the way. I don't think that, altcoins are going to be left behind from this ETF movement, but there's a lot of purchases happening for Bitcoin on the ETF side. IBIT, BlackRock's ticker, hits a record $10 billion in assets under management. The fastest an ETF has hit $10 billion at 37 trading days. It's been open for 37 trading days. Just 4% of all ETFs have reached the $10 billion mark. Absolutely historical time for Bitcoin. Pretty terrifying to see BlackRock just hammering in and taking over the entire market immediately. Maybe the U.S. government's trying to catch up. We had this Bitcoin news. The U.S. government transferred nearly $923 million worth of seized Bitcoin from the Bitfinex hack to an unknown address. Transfers occurred in two parts, totaling around 15,000 Bitcoin. So I'm still trying to find out what the purpose of this transfer was, obviously, but there are some movements happening on the underscope that are really shifting around a whole lot of Bitcoin.
Edward Snowden who said he thinks that the governments are buying Bitcoin?
It was. Yes, it was.
And he thinks, I think this year, a big government is going to come out and saying like, hey, we've been stacking Bitcoins.
I don't think it's the U.S. that we were thinking. Oh, I was thinking that it might be like the Saudis or some of that Middle Eastern oil money. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I was thinking. But you're right. Snowden, he's been hinting at a large release of a nation state in particular that has been hammering into Bitcoin under the radar, not reporting it yet. Soon to come. That'll probably just kick off an insane FOMO.
What do you think would happen to Bitcoin's price if it was settled? It was the settlement layer for oil.
Dude. The settlement layer for oil. Oh my God. That's too good to even like think about. Let's see here. What is oil's overall oil worldwide market cap? Let's see here. That's a good question. I mean, there's a lot of money here. Let's see.
Hey, gifted sub
What?
Ziggy XX.
Oh, Hannah's on the chain.
Let's go. Hell
What
yeah.
A G. What a G.
Welcome, members.
What a G. So yeah, let's see. God, about 5 trillion. I'll pull this up. The annual revenue of the global oil and gas exploration and production industry is at about $5 trillion. We're at 1.2 trillion right now. So, if about 5 trillion annually. Oh man. Let's see here. I mean, that's right shy of it's about like a 4.5x.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not a huge
40K.
Bitcoin. That's kind of crazy to think how big Bitcoin's already gotten.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's it's moving fast.
Fifth of the oil market.
Yeah. And it's already taken over silver.
Mm-hmm.
It did.
Where is it on the top 10 list? Is like 6th or 7th now?
I can't remember where to find that. It was somewhere in Coin Market Cap.
Google top market caps.
Let me see here.
Worldwide.
Top market caps. We're doing on the fly market caps around the world because, it is inching closer. I covered how it overtook the Russian ruble earlier this week. God, Hannah, you are just all over the place. Unbelievable. You're back. You're over here. There, she's back. No, she's back. All right. So I got to find companies rate my market cap. Here we go. Well, they don't include Bitcoin on this particular one because they're scammers. Let's see. So we got Microsoft up here at 3 trillion, Apple 2.7 trillion, Nvidia 2 trillion, Saudi Aramco 2 trillion. So Bitcoin is sitting right just a hair. It lost out a little bit to Meta. It's probably actually in between Berkshire Hathaway and Meta platforms right now. Meta's coming in at 1.27 trillion. Let's just give a quick glance at what we're working with. Yeah, so Bitcoin's slightly under that. Meta had a little bit of a push.
I also thought of something else. What if, because people think that Apple might be buying Bitcoin.
Yeah.
What if Nvidia buys Bitcoin?
Dude.
Would that be considered like a hedge or like, securing your investment because people have to buy computer chips to mine Bitcoin?
I mean, they are connected, to expand the, basically the production of a lot of these different new programs. Like Aether is an upgraded chip. It's like the next advancement in NVIDIA chips. That's why I'm bullish on Aether. But if you're asking if it's a hedge, I think it's just kind of, they see that the whole entire economy is moving to a digital economy. So it's like getting exposure to multiple different parts of that as it grows. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not seriously, hedge like a supercharger
Yeah.
for their investments. You know what I mean? I wonder how this wide's looking now. Oh man.
Oh,
This is crazy. This is crazy.
keep getting.
I know, it just
texted
keeps getting
BJ.
worse. You texted BJ.
Wait.
You know what? We out here.
I want to respond
It's been a long day. What do you got?
Eric Carlson, Taco, I need CNFT Alpha. I got Ada burning a hole in my wallet. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't seen any Cardano NFTs really just pop up on my radar.
Really?
I've been more interested in Ordinals.
Have you really?
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't bought any, but I feel like that is where the alpha is. That's where you're going to see more gains.
Yeah.
essentially.
Hannah, go off.
Puppets, Bitcoin puppets are up AF.
Bitcoin
Node
puppets?
monkeys
That's an
also.
ordinal. They're new.
Node monkeys, quantum cats.
Quantum cats.
Those things were made by the Taproot wizards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny's
Udi.
always talking about Taproot wizards.
Yeah, I mean,
and
those things, I think they launched at like a quarter Bitcoin. Now they're up to like half Bitcoin.
Yeah.
We're talking Bitcoin here. So
those like
that's
black and white puppet derivatives. Have you seen those?
black and white puppet derivatives.
They
No.
Bitcoin puppet derivatives.
Yeah.
They minted out last night, and I think those are going to go up.
Yes.
I'm trying to get on the. I don't have any either, but
easiest
I'm trying
way
to get on
I heard to
Ordinals.
get into Ordinals is to download the Magic Eden wallet. You can send crypto to it, and then you can swap right to Bitcoin right on there. And then you're connected to Magic Eden. So you just connect your wallet and then go shopping.
Okay, on that note, Magic Eden is absolutely dominating, and I think OpenSea is running out of time.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you saw what happened with Magic Eden's new like Yuga marketplace.
Yeah.
only Magic Eden, pretty much you can buy and sell Yuga NFTs. So
What?
like OpenSea, Blur, Looks Rare, you can't trade any Yuga assets anymore.
Oh my God.
Nobody
And the
cares
whole-
about OpenSea.
The whole reason is they're trying to collect like creator royalties.
Okay.
It's like a double-edged sword though, because with Blur you had the liquidity because there was essentially a pool where you can bid on NFTs, whereas Magic Eden doesn't have like this type of like pool, so there's really not that much liquidity.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a big issue with NFTs.
I wonder about Bored Ape Yacht Club often.
Well, on that note, they did just have their other side event, and it looked really fun. It was like an open world, an open metaverse.
I saw that. It looked good.
All the apes were twerking on the bar counter.
It looked like Zelda with a monkey.
Yeah,
Fortnite.
I mean, it was browser based, so I mean, graphics aren't like crazy good, but they're trying to make the adult Roblox,
Okay. The adult Roblox.
like
That's
open
weird to say at the
metaverse
same time.
for adults.
Are these like Disney adults
You
or
just gotta pay
something?
$70,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, entry fee $70,000.
Man, this was interesting. Before I move into all the alt chaos, Tim Buckley stepping down. They say he's retiring from the CEO position at Vanguard, $7.2 trillion asset manager here. Oh, wow.
BJ.
Whoa.
BJ's here.
Whoa.
BJ has
BJ,
arrived.
BJ has
Okay,
entered the
everything
room.
just went haywire in the studio here. Don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, BJ is
yeah.
definitely controlling the computer now.
Yeah,
From his
BJ
house.
is like the ghost of the machine right now, so
Probably
we're just
not
gonna kind of
wrong.
roll with it. Kind of crazy. Now this is interesting, Taco. I brought this up to you. Zero Hedge bringing this up. All this talk about the halving, and meanwhile, and I saw this in the middle of the night last night. It's pretty cool to see Ethereum actually looking like it's moving towards a strong deflationary path. So, current supply showing at 120 million Ethereum. Supply change down by 16,000 Ethereum, and a very steep downswinging line showing for the ETH supply on ultrasound money. So it's actually looking pretty damn healthy. I'm feeling pretty good about that.
You know what the funny thing is? All these people complaining about ETH gas fees, no one's even getting that money. It's just being burned.
Okay, bro.
Well, not all of it, like a quarter, like a percentage of it, but
Yeah.
still, it's deflationary. Like, what was that? A year and a half, 2 years ago, I was telling you the Ethereum supply was 122 million. So right now it's 120 million.
Yeah.
It's going down.
Something's working.
Your ETH is deflationary.
Hannah, what you got?
Just the past few days, I've been trading on ETH a lot, and the gas fees are brutal. It's making like some transactions not even worth it. And I've seen that it's happened. Like a lot of people agree on Twitter over the last few days. Everybody's like, ETH is such a S word poop chain. Like it's so expensive to do things for people, especially if you have like a smaller balance, smaller account
Yeah.
that you're trying to work with. It's hard to come up. And I'm like, is ETH federal? Because they just why are we burning this much
For
for
Ethereum?
nothing? Yeah, like it's a good way, low key. It's a good way to
it's-
lose.
It's a good problem
Money.
because you got to look at it a few ways. It's that high. The gas fee is high because there's way more people using the network. So and that's kind of how Ethereum is built. You're competing for block space. You're competing to get into the transaction, into the block. Whereas something like Solana,
Nice.
their tech is different in the sense that it could run hundreds of thousands of transactions and not cause like the transaction fee to skyrocket in order to get into the block.
Yeah.
It almost makes me think ETH is like luxury, and you're just paying like that extra amount just to have nicer things. But
I
I want
it's
call
to
it
check
the
this wide
corporate
shot. Look at the
chain.
wide shot. It's getting a little better. The ghost of the machine is working.
we're
He's
making
working his
progress.
magic.
We're making progress.
Yeah, man. The ETH gas fees, they really kind of hose you out. That's why the whole idea that Solana was going to return back to its previous strength that we saw in the last bull market never went away. Even when it was down to $8, it was fast to transact. The NFT community, the smaller degen coin plays, and the communities love it. As you can see, dog with hat all those other things. I had an insane story I came across. This is just gut-wrenching.
Oh, God, yeah.
609.sol update. The whiff I sold for $800 is now worth $6,850,000. Unbothered, moisturized, happy, in my lane, focused, flourishing. My God.
See, okay, so if this was me, wait, go back to the tweet.
Yeah.
Okay, if this was me, I would be bothered. I'd be unmoisturized. I'd probably be very unhappy. I'd be swerving all over the place. Yeah. I'd be thinking about my 6 million, and I'd be in the dumps.
Yeah, I mean, whiff is the second meme coin to hit $1. It hit $1
behind Trump, right?
Yeah. Well, Trump won by a long shot, like he will in November this year.
Let's fill in the chat what we were talking about at lunch about our
BJ.
There, now this chaos is working for me. I like that chaos. What are you saying?
So my theory is Trump will enter the top 100 coins on CoinMarketCap.
I think that I'd agree with that. I looked at that, and to accomplish that, God, this is wonderful having BJ run the thing. Look at my hands are free. There's Joe Biden. He makes an appearance. Yes. Oh, and the food. So, all right, we're gonna look at Trump coin real quick. The reason why,
hold on, real quick, BJ, can you rotate the chat because it's sideways? This is how we have to read.
I know. I'm like, that's that. Okay, we're gonna go into CoinMarketCap. We're gonna see this because it's gonna be great. MAGA, that naughty little word. Everyone's so afraid to hear again. Return as the election process begins. Currently, we're sitting at a $250 million market cap. Obviously, channel's been bullish on it since 4 mil. So, hey, people are having fun with it out there. But Taco brought up something very key to me. Earlier today, we're talking about the potential for where MAGA can get to. Holy hell, the TV just turned on, but he's fixing things. I'm just going to roll with it.
Hey, there it is.
The number 100 is at $900 million market cap right now. Now, we got to think about what the market's going to look like in about like 6-7 months from now. I think that the top 100 is going to be made up with 1 billion on up level projects. And what you're saying, Taco, I think is actually accomplishable. I gave a prediction at the beginning of this week that I think Trump has the momentum, the potential, and the narrative to cook to $1 billion market cap, thus pushing it somewhere around like the, I think it was $16 to $20 range for the coin in and of itself. But absolutely sick, thick gains being made in that meme coin. We're here for the chaos. And, you know, if you're holding meme coins and altcoins, you're waiting for this BTC explosion to trickle down into the rest of the altcoin market. This is a good note from Don Alt. It's kind of obvious that we'll get a proper altcoin season at the end of all of this. What we've seen currently is not the actual altcoin market. What we've seen is essentially altcoins saying, hey, I'm not dead. We kept the lights on. The production and the development has still been going. Yeah, the lights are not turned off. We are not pushed back to the dark ages yet. And society at whole will continue advancing. And that's what I feel like we've seen with the growth of altcoins. It's not going to be just Bitcoin that gets integrated into our finance system. I think that the question is when will it occur, not if. Will there be a wipeout before, and what will go up the most rather than do we get one? Exciting times ahead. Just a very important note. You know, I know that there's a lot of people that have been giga bullish on their particular project specifically, and they're sitting here watching Bitcoin absolutely skyrocket to previous all-time highs. They're like, when moon, right? When moon. You know, you have to be patient. And that's actually a perfect segue. Me and Taco were also talking about this. You brought this up without even me telling you I had it.
Of course.
Unbelievable.
That's how it happens these
Unbelievable.
days.
Let's
Just
go
on the same page.
I know, man. We get in the zone. Here we are. ADA was at $1.98. The last time Bitcoin was at 60K. Currently at 68 cents. Is this a cause for concern, or is Cardano winding up for an insane rally? I do indeed believe that Cardano is the last chance for proof of stake systems. There's a lot of people that are aggravated about the price action so far. Yeah, I don't feel great about hammering into Cardano at, 70 cents. It's great to see it resurge to 70 cents. I'm more interested in the Cardano ecosystem. But Cardano is the most decentralized option for proof of stake systems on the planet right now, in my opinion. Now, we'll have other competitors that try to come out of the woodwork and say that they're, going to go for decentralization to keep true. But Cardano, in my opinion, has accomplished that much ahead of the rest of the market. And I just am so damn bullish on Charles Hoskinson, a freedom fighter, a no F's given. Gloves are off. Let's go after it. In his nerdy, chaotic way, the best that he can be, the ultimate patriot for our digital future. He is out there fighting for those rights. And I respect him heavily for that. I've met him a few times, and the guy, I'm just extremely bullish on the guy. So, Hannah, you were talking about ETH Denver earlier this week. I've been seeing, since Hannah brought up Pac-Man, I have seen it everywhere. Is this Pac-Moon?
Oh.
Is this Pac-Man or Pac-Moon? Because I keep hearing Pac-Man or Pac-Moon. What the hell is going on?
This is value in time. Is this a meme coin on Blast or negative?
Pac-Moon is on Blast.
Yeah.
Pac-Moon's on Blast.
Based on Pac-Man, the creator of Blur, who made Blast.
Yeah. Is there a concert going on right now? There's a concert going on right now.
But there's lots of music.
There's a lot of music going on right now.
All around.
Oh my God. Does this mean that I have to start a band? Probably. I have to get a band going again. I don't think I'm going to go back to Denver and keep playing shows. Just kind of over it. I want to start a band out here in Colorado, but well distracted. Where in the hell is that music coming?
Sounds like next door.
It does sound like it's next door.
I think it is.
Incredible.
But okay, now I want to know more about Pac-Man. What do you know, Taco? This is value in time. Just bought some.
Yeah.
So what can you buy it on?
I believe it is. Well, that is you connect your wallet and you get some points allocated to you for an airdrop.
Pac-Moon.
Pac-Moon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pac-Moon is what I saw over I think I saw it Tuesday.
I've seen Pac-Moon all over the place.
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday. It's Pac-Moon though, but that's Blast is a layer 2 on Ethereum that allegedly everybody at ETH Denver has been talking about Blast. Blast has had a lot of hype on the timeline the past few days. I wanted to buy it really bad on Monday
night. It gets
night.
both.
Yeah, FUD. A lot of people are like, the Blast founders are about to rug now that they've gotten a bunch of people in.
They're pissed because if you withdraw your bridged ETH, for one, it takes 14 days, that's ridiculous. We're in crypto. It's worse than a bank.
But this reminds me of Base.
Reminds you of Base?
Base took when it was first released and I had FriendTech, everybody was figuring out how to bridge Ethereum to Base, and it was very difficult. It was very weird. It took like 14 days. Yes.
Because it's Coinbase's. All you had to do is send it from Coinbase to Base.
I remember it was like strange. Right
at the very beginning, you couldn't get out, but that was like the testnet phase.
Yeah, and now Blast is. I'm hearing the same things about Blast, but not financial advice. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, Blast is the chaos that I could expect from this bull market.
Yeah. And Pac-Moon is a meme coin on Blast. So there's even more degeneracy, but it could be fun.
I want to talk about a reminder on a project that I am bullish on with a tangible future, not, L2 potentials and narratives to ride on. This is DAG. Okay. Dagnum PI calling out that DAG's essentially getting ready for a very, very strong breakout. I've been watching this. Honestly, I still have my DAG position. I'm still very bullish on it. There's quite a bit of calls for hardening our, cybersecurity infrastructure in the United States. This company already is in process with Project Iron Spider, the U.S. Air Force, Navy, space systems, all that stuff to harden our data, to encrypt our data and help the government stay secure as they enter World War III. So essentially, this is the year on DAG, and it is looking like it's waking up. It's bounced aggressively off of this origination point that was exactly right about a year ago. You saw that it came down to it, came back up 3 times right there, another try right there, and it looks like it's setting up to send it. DAG's previous all-time high sitting right about 45 cents, and market cap currently sitting at $88 million. So this is a very low cap coin that I have a good exposure to. It's about like a percent of my portfolio, but actually it might be one of the biggest gainers of my bag. Hammered into it around 3 cents. Obviously, I don't get the chance to get it at 3 cents again, but you know, I'm out here. I'm doing my best. You can't catch them all. And, you know, I'm in on that one. I am very bullish on that one. People are always looking for deep picks. Coins chick, she might like DAG too.
Yeah.
Let's see here. This is interesting. New York Community Bank stock extends decline to 25%. It's actually 30% now after reporting a material weakness in internal controls. This is the same bank that acquired the collapsed Signature Bank almost 1 year ago. Important to note, weaknesses related to the ineffective oversight, risk assessment, and monitoring activities. I would say this is larger scheme conversation for the Treasury as well. The bank also announced that their annual report from 10K would be delayed. 10 days, the Fed emergency loan program for these banks is set to expire. Hence, the doomsday clock is actually 9 days now. But this bank is looks like it's next on the chopping block here. So if you are a customer of this bank, please, for the love of God, be careful out there. I think a lot of pain is coming for banks in the short term. It's a very ugly situation that's being set up. Here's Janet Yellen singing me a bunch of sweet nothings. I'll listen to this a little bit. She got a 2-minute excerpt. We'll see how much we want to listen to, but she's getting grilled, talking about regional bank failures and the consolidation of the system through the BTFP program. Let's pull this up. Audio on.
Fed board and I, in consultation with the president, determine that the failure to protect uninsured depositors would create systemic risk and significant economic and financial consequences.
So what is
And
your
we
plan?
made that determination.
Right. So
these
what is
two
your
banks.
plan to keep large depositors from moving their funds out of community banks into the big banks? I'm concerned you're about to accelerate that by encouraging anyone who has a large deposit in a community bank to say, we're not going to make you whole, but if you go to one of our preferred banks, we will make you whole.
Look, I mean, we're
Look at that face. Look at that face. Just terrified.
that's certainly not something that we're encouraging.
That is happening right now.
That is happening because depositors are concerned about the bank failures that have happened and whether or not other banks could also
No,
fail.
it's happening
And
because you're
it's-
fully insured no matter what the amount is if you're in a big bank. You're not fully insured if you're in a community bank.
Well, you're not fully insured. And
You
the big-
were at Signature, and
the
it just barely met that threshold. You were at Signature.
Well, we felt
The entire banking system relies on this woman's shoulders. Just a
The
quick
honorable.
reminder. Yeah, incredible. More.
that there was a serious risk of contagion that could have brought down and triggered runs on many banks. And that's something, given that our judgment is that the banking system overall is safe and sound, depositors should have confidence in the system, and we took these actions.
So is there any discussion that that special assessment would only apply to the larger banks, or was it always assumed the special assessment would cover every bank, including rural banks in my state?
Just gonna have to move.
Oh my God. This is okay. So this is why I'm right. This is why I've been right for a year. Okay. And I am so sick and tired of listening to these big ego macroeconomic people tell me that I'm dead wrong. The Federal Reserve is putting the entire mid-size and regional bank sector on the chopping block right now. There are 195 banks that will go insolvent if the rates are held this high. Not just if they increase the rates, but if they hold them this high through the remainder of this year, they're going to put those banks underwater. And do you think that they want to do that? Do you think that they want to just create this gargantuan problem where everyone runs away from banks in a digital fashion and creates a bank run? No. She is, and yes, she is completely compromised. New World Order, New World Disorder. I feel like what she's doing is purposeful. She knows that she is staring down people that realize how effed our traditional finance system is. and her feet are being put to the fire over it. In essence, this whole situation, it is, I'm going to say it again, so people cannot, I've already said this many times, but in June, they're going to cut rates. At the end of 2024, beginning of 2025, we're going to have a blip to get houses at lower mortgage rates momentarily, and then they're going to jackknife it up to the levels it was in the 80s. And, you know, home mortgages, 15, 18%. It's going to get very ugly. So if we don't take advantage of the window that we have within this time frame, I can't help you. If you're not listening to what I say over and over again, and you want to listen to macroeconomic people or the Treasury gargoyle right here tell you that everything's going to be fine, to stay safe, to make sure to keep saving and hold in a bank, I cannot help you anymore. I sit there and I pound this information into the dirt. There's 100 different reasons why, not to mention the commercial real estate being so far underwater they can't even see the top anymore. It's getting very serious.
Shake and bake, NYCB currently at 3.62 gamble play. I took the gamble on Silvergate
Dude,
Capital.
Me too. Me too.
So just take that with a grain of salt.
Dude, we got wrecked.
Yes.
We got wrecked.
Yes.
Oh my God. I remember I had like,
Just mog.
yeah, we just, well, no, we did not mog that. We got wrecked on that.
Hannah, have you heard about Hannah?
Hannah?
Yeah, go to my Twitter.
No. There's
How
a
is
meme
it spelled?
coin.
How is it spelled?
Okay.
Not the same, but
Okay, see,
it's close enough.
Nope, there's only one way to spell it.
I don't. It's probably not even pronounced Hannah. It's probably Hannah.
I got to be careful going on your Twitter here. Unbelievable.
I'll go to likes.
All right, fine. Oh, that's even more dangerous, Taco. What are you?
No,
getting
I only
into?
like crypto stuff.
Hannah. Airdrop confirmed.
For all you airdrop
shit.
hunters out there,
I'm
I
definitely
got an
getting on
alpha
that.
call for you guys.
I'm getting on that for sure.
It's free, 5 minutes, potentially 1 or 2 grand.
Dude, you had some luck with an airdrop this morning, didn't you? I mean, what was that airdrop you got?
I got Cat with Hat.
Cat with Hat
on my Solana phone. It's up like 300 or 400%
Is it KIF?
today.
CIF?
CWIF.
CWIF. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up.
I sold it 2 days ago for like 50 or 60 bucks, but I think it's now worth. Last time I checked, like 150 bucks.
Let's see here. Is this it? Quiff?
Yeah,
Quiff. Okay.
Cat with Hat.
That's not a bad take. That's not a bad take on an airdrop there.
Yeah, literally just got airdropped to my Solana phone. An actual airdrop that just gets sent to your phone and you don't have to claim or do anything. It's just an airdrop.
You didn't have to get whipped in a dungeon for days on end to get your reward.
Yeah, I didn't have to stake something and hope it's the right amount that I staked. And then I had to join Discords and I got to follow and like and retweet and get some roles in their Discord.
I hate those things.
I mean, and then I had to get some faucet tokens and then testnet and swaps and bridges.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff is good and you'll probably make a lot of money, but it's so boring.
Look at this. This is another thing that drives me nuts here. So I predicted this 6 months ago. Everyone's acting like they're so surprised that artificial generalized intelligence might have been accomplished by a guy who's a prepper and an AI developer that seemingly knows the world is going to end while he's simultaneously designing Terminator in the background. But Elon Musk is suing OpenAI and Sam Altman over a contract breach right now. Larger discussion on what OpenAI has been able to accomplish as far as singularity. We'll go to the videos. I'm going to go to the videos and show you which video this is that I called this out on. It was quite a while ago. Old news to me, but apparently everyone thinks that the end of the world is a big deal all of a sudden. I don't know what the deal is, but here is the emergency warning. 3,000 views because only 3,000 people followed the channel. Weekend video at the time and got the alpha long before the talking heads and mainstream media tell you where the future is going. So you can go ahead, check that video out. I go into an in-depth review and kind of discussion about the long-term worries with what Sam Altman is accomplishing under the radar with OpenAI and likely where the world at large is going to move. It's going to be a lifetime censorship of your speech, a lifetime shutoff of your purchasing power. Man, Meanless is just getting hammered. He's ooh-wooing?
Yeah.
Shout out to Meanless, man. Meanless is Hannah's favorite.
Yep.
It's true. Can we confirm this or deny this?
I love degeneracy.
See, there it is. This ridiculous. Mark has no chill. This is from
my
DZ.
God, my fave.
Yeah, this is the guy from IFC.
His name is Mike.
His name is Mike?
Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
I was like, DZ called him Mark.
No,
Okay,
he's
it's
talking
fine.
about Mark Cuban.
Okay.
Let's have a listen to this, though. God, you know what? They curse a bunch. They curse like a bunch of little girly men that need to curse to sound scarier. Mark is no chill, attacking Elon Musk and Logan Paul's podcast. Elon, F that S up. You know, Instagram's still chill. You can't win no matter what on Twitter. You know, Instagram. I'm on
Soft
Instagram.
porn.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bro.
That is, it's lukewarm.
Thank you, Zuckerberg.
Do you know what's crazy too now?
What?
Apparently, you could just have a baby. It doesn't even have to be a real baby. And you can have your tits out.
What?
On Instagram without getting it like removed or banned or anything. All you have to do is because it's teaching how to breastfeed.
Yeah. That's a little weird.
The baby doesn't even have to be real.
Doesn't
You
have
could be
to be
holding a
real?
toy baby.
Did you see the lady that got mad she couldn't take her son to the vet because he identifies as a dog?
That was satire.
That was satire?
Yeah, that whole account is satire.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. This is not satire, though. Look at this. Elon Musk apparently effed everything up because now Mark Cuban can't catch a W on Twitter because he gets called out on all of the bullshit that he tries to convince people into. Logan Paul, I still have no respect for, not an ounce of it, because he cannot seem to repay all the people that he scammed over Cryptopia. Hopefully they return those funds and actually make good on the people that follow you, because, that it seems that they just kind of want to move on from the process, get into the next bull market, hope that everything kind of calms down. Mark Cuban complaining about the return of free speech is everything that is wrong with this country. If you lose...
He's just mad because he got in a little tussle with Elon Musk on X and he lost. Yeah.
Right? It sucks to suck.
They literally are so hilarious on Twitter, just fighting back and forth. I used to love Mark Cuban, but yeah, now. Like, he's all right, but I would
he
take
went
Elon
woke
any day.
when he was defending. Well, Elon was trying to say the best person should be the person to do the job that they're hired for.
Yeah.
Not like a diversity hire. And Mark Cuban was trying to defend the diversity hire, and I think he just got smoked.
Yeah, Mark is weird now. Anybody that's way against Elon is kind of sus to me.
And then
why?
once Mark was losing, he just blames racism for everything.
I mean, that's the go-to. It's racist, bigots, it's all this stuff. Oh yeah, here's this, just on this subject, this is the slippery slope of where, weak-spined men like Mark Cuban lead society at whole. Trudeau Liberal Justice Minister Arif Virani says that putting Canadians under house arrest on suspicion that they may commit a hate crime in the future will help de-radicalize people who are learning things online. You guys remember Minority Report? Anyone seen that movie? I think it was Tom Cruise. Essentially, you're plugged in, it's reading your nervous system live time, and it can detect if you are potentially going to go commit a crime, so they just arrest you ahead of time.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? This is where the world is moving.
In Canada, I mean, they don't even have access to some news channels.
I know. Well, and the AGI conversation, artificial generalized intelligence, and plugging that in, and if its master is this woke mob in the background pulling the levers, we're doomed. We're doomed. They're going to be arresting people just for the thoughts at a point if we don't stop what's coming.
Okay. I don't know. Right after me defending Elon, and the brain chips are happening right now.
Yeah.
They're being tested on humans right now. Imagine those are inserted. Your thoughts are theirs. They own your thoughts.
They own your thoughts.
They got you.
And imagine
right where they want you,
people
baby.
are going to trust Elon because he's apparently a free speech advocate,
Exhibit
right?
A.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Yeah.
This world is fucking crazy.
They're pushing us into a cattle corner here. That's why you never give away your Second Amendment rights. There is a difference between America and all the other nations across the world. We are the most armed population on the planet. 120 weapons for every 100 people in the U.S. So we are very, very much in a weapons bull market here in the United States, and will remain so. People like me are creating many, many children and much expansion. So, F about and find out. Now this, against all odds, credit card debt continues to rise aggressively. People are now spending more than they can afford. First rule of crisis management: when you're in a hole, stop digging. So here it goes. Credit card debt has surpassed $1 trillion and doesn't have any signs of slowing down. I know that this likely will not slow down because the average person that I talk to in my demographic, I live in the woods. I live with people that are construction workers, hard working people, middle of the road folk, you know what I mean? And it is getting very, very tight for the average family right now. Buying goods, enough food to feed the family. It's been so hard holding on and keeping that conviction about this. I walk around with 99% of my value in crypto as I struggle here in fiat because I know that the future is so bright. My future has been changed immensely in the last bull market by sticking to my guns and being stubborn and convicted on my assessment of where the world at large is moving. You have to have conviction. You have to create your own thesis and then stick to your guns. So, and stick to your guns, man. That should be like a tagline for me. And if you have the nuts,
shirt. Put it on a
you
shirt.
like that?
Put it on a shirt.
Well, if you have the nuts to stick to your convictions, take a look at NADs. We got some NADs here. Click the link in the description if you are tired of sweating your balls off watching these markets go up and down in jackknife fashion. If you want some organic coverage for those diamond nuts, make sure to click the link in our description and pick you up a pair because things are going to get sweaty. Things are going to get a little bit hot and heavy, and you got to be prepared. So one last thing, very chaotic story. Nigerian government demands $10 billion from Binance, citing the exchange profited from illegal transactions. $10 billion that the Nigerian government wants. I wonder what the GDP is. Nigeria GDP. Let's find out what this is. 400. They want $10 billion. That's a big chunk of their GDP, honestly. Small country. You know what I mean? Small country. That'd be a big win.
Bad decision.
Yeah, they're making very interesting decisions. Hannah, Taco, it's been a day. There's a song. There is an album playing behind me. I've been on air for 6-7 hours in a row. I'm salty. Salty. I had pizza though, so there is that. But you know what? I'm staying convicted. I feel that this world is moving into a very, it's an overhaul. It's a technological tea party that we're moving into. Hopefully we can take back our privacy and our sovereignty through the process. We have the tools necessarily to do this. We have Bitcoin. We have self-custody. You can do this. It just is going to be a fight. You're going to have to fight for your right to transact in the future. We have people, I know that many people are bearish on RFK even getting a chance at the presidency, but by God, it would be nice to see a third party make a splash in this next election. Presidential candidate Kennedy saying that transactional freedom is as important as freedom of speech and that you only get that from Bitcoin. So I just want to kind of leave us with those words. Taco, what are your plans for the weekend? What are you going to be doing this weekend? How are we going to make this better?
I'm going to play some Call of Duty.
I like it. Hannah,
Hey.
what say you? What's the plan?
I might do that too.
Call of Duty?
I just got my PC, so I'm about to go home and install. I think I'm going to stream tonight.
Okay.
Let's play some ranked.
You
All
can
right,
play
hold on. I'm
ranked.
going to put my link. Y'all come to the stream.
Oh my God. Drop it in there. Drop it in there. Oh, you play Call of Duty?
Yeah, sometimes I love.
Okay.
I love the people.
Play some Warzone.
Okay.
Let's get a W.
All right.
I just put a thing in chat though, speaking on what you were saying. Understand that the game is rigged and use it to your benefit.
There you go. Well, we love you all. We appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for pushing this channel into the limelight. We're breaking close. We're going to get to 50K before you know it. Love every single one of you out there. Zachary Martin, C90FTW, Nicole Ministator, Fade and Tradfi, New World Disorder, always dropping that alpha. Meanless, glad to see you back, buddy. Truck Danu, EDU Vids, all the cool people. No matter how big this channel gets, I'm always going to try and read every single chat. I don't care. I'm not going to get to that point where I just ignore what's going on. The people that make up the basement are the bread and butter of this entire organization. You guys are the reason why this is growing at the rate it is. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing the links, for sharing the videos, and for getting all of the people in the know, and so they don't get surprised when AGI takes over the world and they have to pay Terminator in Bitcoin to get them off their lawn in 2030. So let's get prepared. Let's stay spicy. Love you all, and I will see you probably this weekend with an emergency stream after things go haywire. Goodbye.